guys, it's your girl Carrie, and I know you have been wondering, Carrie, where have you been? So in today's video, I'm going to give you an update as to what I've been doing, and also I'm going to incorporate an outfit of the day into this video. I went to church with my dad today, like we physically went to church, got up, got dressed, and I thought I'd share some of the tips and tricks that I use to look put together affordably, and especially while trying to lose weight. Since the beginning of the year, I packed on about 25 pounds, and I just think that was just mindless eating, stress, and all the different changes that have occurred within my family unit during this past year. So I did have to upgrade my wardrobe, go a size up, and so I want to share with you some of the tips and tricks where I don't have to spend a lot of money to adjust my wardrobe, and then also how to purchase quality items at a fraction of the cost. So the first half of this video, we're going to be going over my outfit of the day and my fashion tips and tricks. And then the second half, I'll bring you up to speed as to what's been going on. And then third, I will share what you can expect from my channel going forward. So let's start off with my outfit. I have on a gray knit A-line dress, and this dress is by Calvin Klein, and I picked it up from Ross. I love picking up my Calvin Klein dresses from Ross, and it was $24.99. And as you can see, the MSRP is $89. And here's my first tip. I love Calvin Klein dresses because they are good quality for the price. And I would always shop at Ross first for Calvin Klein or even Tommy Hilfiger items, like casual, business casual dresses and things like that in Ross. Don't go to the department stores. I know they carry the Calvin Klein dresses in Dillard's, Macy's, Belk, all of those places, but you're going to pay more, even when they're on sale there. I think their sale is usually 30 to 40% off the MSRP. So I like this dress. It's perfect for fall. Now, what did I do to upgrade this dress? One thing you can do to make your outfits look better, this dress came with a knit material, a knit belt, and I just nixed the belt. I didn't want to wear this belt with it. I wanted to upgrade the outfit by putting on a more luxurious belt. The next thing you can do in order to upgrade the dress is to just remove the loops. I haven't done that yet, but I will be doing that. And so then I just added a belt right here underneath, my bosom. Now here's another quick tip for when you're trying to lose weight. If you have a belt that no longer fits, like let's say you were wearing this belt down here on the larger part of your waist, and it no longer fits around there, you can save those belts to put them up higher, to cinch in dresses, to cinch in vests until you lose the weight, and you can just move the belt back down where it originally belonged. Now this belt right here is an investment piece. You want to buy a quality belt. You want to have that as a staple in your closet. Now this tends to be quite expensive. It is a Salvatore Ferragamo belt, and it has the gunmetal logo buckle here. Now these belts typically run about $495, but it's a reversible belt, so it's black on one side, brown on the other, and I picked it up on sale. I got this belt from Nordstrom Rack, and I picked it up for $67. So I think that's a steal of a deal. I have a quality belt, and it's going to last for a very long time. So that brings me to my tip number 2, my rule of 4. So whenever I purchase something, whether I have $25 to spend, $50 to spend, $100 to spend, I'm always going to try to get something that's 4 times the amount that I have to spend, but find it on sale. So for example, how does this work? Let's say I had $25 to spend on a dress, this dress for example. Instead of going out and trying to look for a dress that, retails its MSRP is actually $25. I'm actually going to look for something that's 4 times that amount, $100. I'm going to look for a $100 dress, but I'm going to try to find it on sale or a discount store for $25. So that's what I mean, 4 times the amount. So this belt here was almost $500. I spent $67 on it. If I was trying to purchase this belt according to my rule of 4, I would probably be looking at $125. So if I had $125 to spend on a belt, I'm looking for a $500 belt, but on sale, on clearance, or at a thrift store for the $125. This belt ended up being a steal of a deal because I got it for 67 bucks, and it was originally valued at $500. And the same thing with my boots. I wore these beautiful, knee length boots. They're a leather boot. I shared these in a haul a while back, and I got these for 100 bucks. These originally sell for $400. So again, my rule of 4. They're $400, but I spent $100 on them. I tried to get them on sale. And these are by Vince. And I also got these from Ross as well. Then I have this beautiful purse here, and as you can see, it has the beautiful gunmetal detail right there, and it pairs really nicely with the gunmetal detail on the buckle of my belt. And I just thought this was really, really nice. I picked this up from TJ Maxx. I love the structure, the shape. This is, genuine leather. It was made in Italy, and I just love this bag. I think it's really classy and elegant, and it's simple. It came with a dust bag, and I believe the brand is Cielo Celeste. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I gave it a shot. And this bag I got on sale, on clearance. It was $59.99 on clearance for $48 at TJ Maxx. Here's a quick tip when I am shopping for bags. I'm looking for the quality. I'm feeling it. There's nothing that can replace touching, feeling, and examining a bag. And one of the things I liked about this bag was the stitching. If you can look at this handle, the entire thing is leather, and when you look at where it was actually stitched together, it doesn't have the paint that they normally paint to cover up the raw edge. That can be tricky. That can be a sign of a poor quality bag because eventually the paint, that rubber paint, will peel off. They just sewed back folded and sewed the leather handle there, and so when I hold it, I don't ever have to worry about the handle degrading over time and the paint coming off. So I really like that about this bag, and I love that it had the feet on the bottom. And I won't spend too much time going over handbags, but maybe I'll do a video soon on how to spot a quality handbag and how to get what you pay for. At what price points is it worth to spend the extra money? But I thought for $48 for a leather handbag that was quality made was an awesome price, and it looks really good with this outfit. The next thing that you can do to spice up your outfit and make it look a little bit more luxurious is add some gloves. I love mid-length gloves. If I threw on a glove with this, this is perfect for fall. You can throw on some gloves, cover, scrunch that up, cover that up. Put on another glove here, and then just grab your handbag. How chic is that? And these gloves are actually faux leather gloves. I've had them for years. I got them from Target. It's by that Massimo, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's by that brand, and they feel real. They're nice and supple. I have them in black, and then I also have a nice bronze color, and I think that just really elevates an outfit as well for fall. And then when it gets really chilly, you can kind of throw a cape over this dress, and it just looks really sharp with the gloves. Now, as far as my jewelry, I just have these little gunmetal pearl earrings, ball earrings. These again are from Walmart. I got every color ball earring from Walmart. And then I have this cute little gunmetal and black stone ring to kind of go with the rest of the outfit. And then finally, I have on just a tank watch. Now this watch again is an investment piece, and I won't include it in today's total, but you can get any watch. You can find watches that are nice, that have a nice leather band for 20 bucks or so. So excluding the watch, my entire outfit is about $250. Now some of you might say, well, Carrie, that's still out of my price range. Again, many of the pieces you want to think about cost per wear. Many of the pieces are going to be worn over and over. Those are kind of like your workhorses or your investment pieces. The bulk of the outfit, which is the dress, was just $25. But the belt, the shoes, the handbag, the watch, all of those accessories will be worn over and over and over again with multiple outfits. So it'll be worth it to spend a little more on those pieces. And again, if you're trying to lose weight, you won't spend a lot of money on the clothing. You would focus on putting your investment pieces in your accessories, because your accessories will stay the same size throughout your weight loss journey. So my foot is probably not going to shrink after I lose weight. My handbag is going to stay the same. You know, my watch on my wrist, if anything, I might have to, fasten it a couple of notches down, but I'll still be able to wear my watch. So don't be afraid to put the money in those investment pieces, but don't spend too much money on the actual clothing. So that's my outfit of the day. Let me know if you like these videos, these fashion type videos, because I love putting those together. I love dressing nice, finding quality pieces, but at an affordable price. So now let's get into where have I been? What's been going on at the Very Carey household? Well, this past year has been quite the year, and I basically just needed to take some time off just to focus on self-care and focus on my family. I don't know if you've ever been in a place where it just felt like you couldn't catch a break, just like everything just kept going wrong. And even when you got those highs, like you're like, okay, everything's starting to look up, the very next day you have a low. And that's kind of like what our life has been since this pandemic has started, since 2020, we had a couple of mishaps where toilets overflowed, we had to redo the basement, things like that. And so this year, Reagan, there's been a lot of changes going on with our family. Reagan, it was her senior year. She had a very tough senior year because, again, it was home online school, so she didn't get to really enjoy the senior year the way she wanted to, since she was since she was in elementary. You guys know that she loved student government. She's been a president of her class from elementary all the way up to high school. She did win her election this year, but they had to do the election, online. She couldn't campaign like she normally did, and she really was waiting for this culminating event to run for her senior class president, so that didn't go the way she wanted. Those of you who have been with me for a long time know that she gave the commencement speech at her elementary school, her middle school, and her dream was to deliver the commencement speech at her senior graduation. Due to the pandemic and a bunch of other stuff, she was not able to do that, and that was a dream she had been waiting for almost 8 years. So she didn't get to realize that. Then we experienced a lot of turmoil and a lot of uncertainty with her college applications and the schools that she wanted to attend. She applied to several schools. It was awesome that she got accepted to most of them.
Oh my god! I got it.
But getting accepted is just one part of the deal. When we got those financial aid packages back and looking at the cost of a lot of these Ivy League institutions, you're looking at $87,000 per year, not for the entire 4 years, but per year. So a lot of her ability to attend some of these schools were going to be contingent upon scholarships and various aid that they would give from the school. But because of the pandemic, there was a number of families that applied or appealed for their aids, so they did not give out the typical amount of aid that they normally would for families, because they had to split it amongst a bigger pool due to the pandemic. So it was a long time before Reagan knew what school she was going to. She thought she was going to end up going to UGA, which is an awesome school. It's a great state school, but she really had her heart set on going away to school, particularly to an Ivy League school. Had she gone to UGA, the number of AP classes and the test scores that she got on her AP classes and things like that, she would have entered into UGA almost a junior. So she would have only had to complete 2 years of school at UGA in order to graduate and got her bachelor's, and then went on to get her master's. Also, she was eligible for the Hope Scholarship, so her tuition would have been completely paid, and then the other scholarships that she got, she would just basically have a free ride to go to UGA. Her heart was set on going to another school, and again, she put in the work. We really as a family value education, so we were going to figure out a way to let her go to her dream school. And so when graduation time came around, she still hadn't committed. We committed to several schools just to hold her spot, like pay the deposit and to hold her spot. But at that point, we still did not know whether or not she would be attending, because a lot of the scholarships that she applied for, they were not going to announce the winners until late July. Now, her graduation party was in May. They graduate from school in May. So at that point, she still had no idea where she was going to school, and we didn't know what to do for her graduation party. And quite honestly, she was so sad. She didn't want a graduation party. She just said, this year's just been awful. I don't know what I'm, going to end up being able to do. Nothing's going right. I don't want to party. And I told her she would regret it. Just have a party. You don't have to say what school you're going to. You can, just have a generic party to celebrate and say, I am going to college. But she said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and accept the fact that I'll probably end up at UGA. So we had a UGA themed party, and we put it together literally the last minute. Like, I only had 2 days to decorate. And so I don't have any footage of that because we were just all over the place.
Musical theater.
Sitting at home with my mom, making custom cornhole bags for Ray's graduation party.
In other recent news, Ben
Filling them up with pinto beans.
Musical Theater 1600.
How cute it
In Greece,
is.
Frenchie is a dropout from this kind of educational facility.
Eventually things did work out, and so she was able to go to one of her top dream schools, which is Cornell. She's at Cornell University. So she was completely ecstatic about that, because she definitely wanted to go away as well. She's like, Mom, UGA is only about an hour from home. I want to experience going away. So now she's in the cold. She's leaving Georgia, and she is now in New York, and she's about 15 hours away from us. So that's a huge adjustment. So just getting prepared for that. The hubby and I are now officially empty nesters. And one of the things that really broke my heart was after she got accepted, to Cornell. We were preparing to take her up to school, send her off to school, decorate her room. You guys remember when we took Taylor to college and I did her whole, decorated her dorm room, and I put a video up of that. I was planning on doing the same thing for Reagan, but guess what? So a couple of weeks right before she was supposed to go away to school, the entire family got COVID. We all tested positive for COVID, and we were like, oh my gosh, can we catch a break? And so everyone had various levels of symptoms, and their degree of sickness was, off the charts. It was just a huge swing. And not only did my entire family, myself, Reagan, and my husband, Taylor didn't, because again, you guys know she lives in her own space, her own apartment here in Georgia, so she wasn't around, but she didn't contract it. But either Reagan or I, it had to be one of us, we spread it to my extended family, my sister and my brother-in-law. I think Brian, he had recently gotten the vaccine. He had just the first dose at the time, and we thought he was just having symptoms. Those were symptoms of him getting the vaccine. In all actuality, as we look back on it, he actually had COVID. So we were throwing a birthday dinner for my dad. He decided he wanted to stay home because he wasn't feeling too well. He just thought it was because of the shot. Reagan and I went to the birthday party and we spread it there. So my sister ended up contracting it. My brother-in-law ended up contracting it. Thank goodness my dad did not get it. He was vaccinated up, so he did not get it. My niece that was there, she did not get it, but she had already had COVID early on in the year, like in, I think December, January time frame. So I guess she still had the antibodies. And so that was a rough time because my husband ended up being hospitalized. He had a really, really, really bad time with it. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I had a rough time, but I was not hospitalized. And Reagan, she had a mild case of it, but she was fully vaccinated. She needed to be vaccinated in order to attend school. So, her symptoms went away rather quickly. And so she ended up having to go to school alone. We were not able to send her off properly. Fortunately, her sister, Taylor, our older sister, flew out there with her. They just hopped on a plane last minute. They took what they could, take, because we were planning on doing a road trip, driving up and getting her all set up, so that we were just scrambling at the very end. And she took her on up to school because she did make that quarantine period and she was feeling okay. And so she went up. I stayed back because my husband, he was having a hard time, and I wasn't fully recovered. I know they tell you after 10 days you're no longer contagious, but seriously, after 10 days you're not feeling well. We were still completely exhausted, still, in no shape, no form, able to travel to take her to school. And I just thought it was so sweet. Right before Ray left, I was having trouble sleeping. It was night. It was many nights that I just really didn't get any rest, and I finally went to sleep. And so Reagan was just such, you guys know that have been following me, she is just such a wonderful child. She is just not a wonderful child because she's my child. She just has a servant's heart. And I had, when she was about to leave that next morning, Taylor came to pick her up to take her to the airport. She had, cleaned up the entire house because, again, we're tired. We can't move around. The house was a mess. She wanted to just make sure that we were comfortable before she left. And then she just put sticky notes all over the place to let us know what she did and where she put things. And I'm just going to read you the letter of sticky notes that she left on the counter for us. And this is what it said. I'm going to look at my phone because I took a picture of it. It says, I didn't want to wake you guys, but I wanted to say I love you so much. I know it sucks that we all can't go together like we had planned, but top priority is that you guys both get better. I couldn't imagine losing one of you, so please take it easy. Then you can have the opportunity to come and visit me. I want to say thank you so much for believing in me, supporting me, and loving me, because I couldn't have been able to go to Cornell without you all. You guys did an amazing job raising me, so don't worry. I plan to take Cornell by storm. You guys keep asking me what my goal is, and it's to be half as successful as you all and make you proud. I also hope I don't flunk out, laugh out loud. You guys have sacrificed so much for me, and I will be forever grateful for that. I hope to become rich and successful to return the favor. I love you guys so much, and I'm going to miss you. And when I woke up and read that on the kitchen counter, I just cried and cried and cried. And then she had sticky notes all over everywhere else. She had a sticky note on the door leading to the basement saying, hey, I changed the filters in the air conditioners. I think the one downstairs was the wrong size, so I didn't do that one. Hey, Dad. And then there was a sticky note on the kitchen cabinet. Hey, Dad, your favorite mug is in here. And then she put sticky notes on the refrigerator. Hey, Mom, some cold coconut water is in here. And she just thought of everything to make us comfortable before she left for school. Fortunately, I was able to wake up and I saw that note and I said, girl, were you planning on leaving without giving us a hug or telling us goodbye? She said, well, I really wanted to slip out of here. I didn't want to wake you because it took you so long to go to sleep. And then also I didn't want to hug you because I don't want to jinx myself. I've been trying to stay away from you guys just to make sure I don't get sick again before I go to school. So we didn't even get to hug her goodbye. She just kind of waved goodbye at the door. And that was just so hard. It was really hard to let her go that way, but they made it to school safely. And then a few weeks later, on Labor Day weekend, my husband and I decided, like, hey, look, we didn't give her a proper send-off. We're gonna just go ahead and go for it. And we took that drive all the way up to Cornell, and we put the finishing touches on her bedroom. Her and her sister did a great job decorating her room. And we just spent the weekend, a long weekend with her. And she really enjoyed that because she said while she was at school, she saw all the other parents helping their kids unload the cars and the trucks and getting their rooms ready, and she felt really sad because she thought it would be special for us to all do it together as a family. And then so that was really hard. And so another little story that I'd like to share on a brighter note, so it won't be so sad and I can just kind of leave this video on a high note, is Reagan's graduation gift from her dad. So let me give you a little bit of the backstory. So my husband, his love language is not touchy-feely or saying I love you and things like that. He's more of a man of action. He's going to show you that he loves you. There's no doubt in our mind that my husband loves me, my husband loves his kids. He may even write. He might write a poem, write a letter, but he's just not verbally expressive, nor is he affectionate. Like, he's not going to, hug you or anything like that. Reagan, on the other hand, is kind of like me. She needs touch. She needs to be hugged. She needs to be told she's loved and things like that. And she's always got that from me because I am a touchy-feely, I love you, I'm hugging you type of person, not my husband. So I would say last year, when she was in like 11th grade, she came home one day and she said, Dad, I noticed that you never hug me. You're going to have to start hugging me. And he's like, what? She's like, yeah, I need a hug from you. And I'm going to be going to college, you know, in a couple of years, and you're gonna miss me. You're gonna wish that you hugged me more. And he laughed. He's like, Reagan, get out of here. And so she's like, no, seriously, Dad, I need you to hug me. So this had to be like on a Thursday, because my husband's comment was, okay, Reagan, I'll give you a hug next Wednesday. She's like, what? He said, yeah, I only hug people on Wednesdays. So I'll give you a hug next Wednesday. She's like, Dad, stop. He's like, no, I'm serious. She's like, whatever. So she goes off and, you know, does whatever it is that she was going to do. And so the following Wednesday comes around. So Reagan comes home from school. She's super happy. She's like, Mom, guess what today is? And I'm thinking, I totally forgot. I'm like, I don't know, what's going on, Reagan? She's like, it's Wednesday. I get to give Dad a hug. Dad's gonna hug me. He told me I had to wait till Wednesday. So that entire week, Reagan was just waiting and thinking about this hug that she was going to get from her dad. And so when he finally got home from work, she says, Dad, do you know what today is? And so he's like totally unaware of what's going on. He's like, no, like, what's going on, Reagan? You sure you don't remember? And he's like, no, Reagan. She's like, it's Wednesday. It's Hug Your Daughter Day. You owe me a hug. And so he looks all awkward, like, seriously, Ray? She's like, yep, you owe me a hug. So Reagan walks over to him. She hugs him. She grabs him and hugs him. And he kind of awkwardly hugs her. He's not really, you know, feeling it, like, okay, I'll hug you, you know, that kind of deal. And so every Wednesday, Reagan faithfully would come home, and on Wednesday she would say, when her father got home from work, hey, Dad, you know what today is? It's Wednesday. And here she goes. She gets a hug. You know, again, he's awkwardly hugging her. And I would say this went on for about maybe 4 months. And then one day Reagan comes home, and it just so happens that my husband was home before she got home. And so when she got home, he yells out to her, hey, Reagan, do you know what today is? And then Reagan stops in her tracks. And she's, you know, you can see her eyes welling up. I don't believe she cried, but, you know, she can see her eyes welling. She's like, Dad, you remembered. And so then he grabbed her and he gave her a hug. And ever since then, from that point all the way up until now, every Wednesday they would hug, and then they would take a picture. She has a little snapshot, a picture of them every single Wednesday hugging each other. And so then for her graduation party, we wanted to put together a little collage to play on the big screen, all of the hugs that her and her dad had throughout the last 2 years. And so when it was time for her to go to school, she said, Dad, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I love our Wednesday hugs and I don't want to lose that tradition. What am I going to be able to do when I go to school? And so, you know, my husband, he was just searching for the perfect gift, and he found the most perfect gift online for Reagan. So he ended up giving her this blanket, and this blanket was perfect for her because it was personalized with her name. And at the end, it just says, you know, consider this a big hug. So now Reagan uses her blanket at school on Wednesdays. It's reserved for Wednesdays so that her and her dad can continue their hugging tradition. And then in his senior letter to her, we all have to write letters to our seniors. He wrote that one of the things he's going to miss most about her is their hugs. One of the things he's going to miss most about her being gone are their Wednesday hugs. And, you know, she needed that. She conveyed that she needed that from him. And then she just taught him, or brought out his softer side or his affectionate side, because he was not an affectionate person. So I was really, really, really touched by that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. In the future videos, I know I owe you a tour of my renovated bathroom. luxury renovation on a budget. I'm going to kind of share a couple of little videos, some DIYs, and maybe some hauls on items that I picked up for the bathroom, but I'm going to save like the detail, the reveal, and all the videos that I have planned for the bathroom to kind of teach you guys the process, or share with you the process on how I was able to get a lot of the things that I got done in my bathroom for a fraction of the price. I'm going to kind of push that aside more towards the end of the year, the beginning of the year, and kind of focus more on like holiday and entertaining and fall and Christmas and all that kind of stuff, decorating and gifts, because that's the season we are in now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was just a video to come back and reintroduce myself, tell you what's been going on. So hopefully in the future videos you will get a lot of the creative Very Carrie. She's back. Mentally, I'm there. I'm happy. I'm adjusted to my empty nester life. The hubby and I are absolutely having a ball. You know, we're dating. We're just doing things that we, you know, normally didn't get a chance to do, because I don't know if you all know that this is the very first time ever that my husband and I have lived alone. So we had Taylor while we were in college. I got pregnant my junior year and had her my senior year. So when we graduated college, we moved in together, and it's just been our family of 3, and then eventually our family of 4. So we do not know what it's like to live without children at all. So we're getting used to that. We went out, you know, on a date night. You know, normally that's reserved for like the weekend. We went out on a weekday because we didn't have to, you know, help or do anything with any kids, or take kids here, or go to an event there for the children. And the day we go out, what happened? I'm walking across the street because I'm throwing on some heels, trying to be cute, get my little groove on, you know, thinking I'm young, and I'm crossing the street and my heel goes over. I fall down in the middle of the street, sprain my ankle really bad. I'm jacked up. I'm like, oh, here we go. Can't catch a break. Happy we're going to date night. Mess up my ankle. So that happened. Then also, another mishap in the basement. So we were supposed to be having the party for Reagan, and we go downstairs and we notice that there's water coming out of the top of the bar. And I'm like, oh no! Of all things in the basement, I love this bar. We created this bar. We made this bar. This is just, oh my gosh, a mess. So anyhow, right above, in our basement, above the bar, is the refrigerator. And there's a lot of plumbing under there, the sink, the kitchen. And so we thought maybe it was a refrigerator, a water line or something, but there was nothing wet on the main floor. So we found out that one of the pipes had burst underneath there, and the only way to get to the pipe was to rip the soffit, the entire topper of the bar down. So we had to destroy the bar, remove the bar, and get that fixed. So again, you know, just a lot of mishaps. So we're in the process of redoing the bar area down in our basement. But I think now, with all the mishaps that we've had, we have all new plumbing. Our bathrooms are done. Our master baths are done. The kids' bathrooms are redone. So we do not foresee any new mishaps. So I'll be sharing that with you as well. So I have a lot of decorating and renovating videos coming up for the new year. The bar, that happened back in June, but you know, with construction and things like that, the contractor that built our bar originally would not be able to work on it until November. He was booked out all the way up until November, and we definitely want to wait for him to rebuild the bar. So that's what I've been up to. So I know that was a mouthful. Hopefully you guys are all caught up. Leave me a comment below to let me know what kind of content you want to see for the holidays, and I'll, make sure that I try to incorporate that into what I am already doing. My next few videos, I definitely, like I said, want to give you a sneak peek of what's going on in the master bath and show a very luxurious DIY that I'm super proud of that I did in the bathroom. But let me know what you want to see next. Do you want to see the little sneak peek of the bathroom DIYs and bathroom haul? Or do you want to see my fall haul and ideas that I'm going to come up with my tablescapes and themes for this upcoming holiday? Do you want to see some more fashion or thrifting videos? Because I have done quite a bit of thrifting to kind of get the little pieces that I need here or there. I was thinking about doing a video on how to decorate for the holiday seasons when you haven't finished decorating your regular home. And what I mean by that is a lot of times you just see people with a lot of decor for Christmas or this event or this season, and you may not even have just your regular basics for your home. How can I decorate for the seasons of the holidays while I'm still trying to get my home together? I was thinking about doing a video on that because I have a lot of ideas on how you can achieve that. And just let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see on my channel, and I'd really appreciate that. So until next time, guys, I'm going to keep calm and carry on. Bye, guys.